In this video, we're going to be using Ach Brito Mogno shaving cream and the Torrey Razor Company straight razor with a new edge. Stay tuned. Hey there folks, and welcome back for another video. I'm your host CDB. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. And as mentioned before, today we're going to be using the Ach Brito. I'm probably saying that wrong and I apologize. This is Ach Brito or something like that. Mogno shaving cream, and this is out of Portugal. So again, we're traveling all around the world to use these terrific products. This was sent to me by Oive, my buddy. I'm betting he got this at Pasteur's. They have it there, $13.99 for 3.4 ounces, which on our cost chart there is a fair price of $4.11 per ounce. This has a nice scent to it. I'll show you the notes right there. Basically masculine wood and sea, and that's what it smells like to me. Slightly under a medium scent, close to medium, but not quite. Beautiful scent. We'll also show you the ingredients right there. And again, this is a product of Portugal. So you can find these creams and soaps all over the world. And I believe they have a hard soap as well, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you, Oive. I was just talking to Oive yesterday. He's always buying razors, by the way. He enables me and I enable him. Also, we're going to be using the Torrey Razor Company. This is maybe partially hollow, but it's more wedgy than hollow. This was a gift from Ray Pope, and I've honed it up a couple of times. I put a new Ozuku edge on it. I took it back down to the 10K, the Nanawa 10K, and then I finished on this Ozuku stone. The other day when I mentioned the stone, the dude of shaving said he wanted to see the stone, and there's what it looks like. There is the back, and there's the front. Really beautiful stone that I got from Chief when shaving with the Chief was still around. He gave me, I bought this from him for a very, very good price, and it is a beautiful Japanese natural stone. Let me set that stone aside, and we'll come back and get to the lather and get started. Stay tuned. All right, and we're back, and we're gonna mist the face. We have our standard 24 hours growth, which you can see right there. And we're just adding a little hydration here. This is just plain tap water, no special elixirs or anything. Today I'm using the PAA Amber Aerolite synthetic brush. And again, we got the Ach Brito Mogno cream in our Captain's Choice bowl, and it made a nice lather, and it smells very nice. And so we're looking forward to this shave today. We're looking forward to testing my edges. You never know how an edge will come out until you shave with it, or at least that's been my experience over the last few months. And I've learned a lot from a lot of folks about honing, but I'm still green, when it comes to honing. And so as the years go by, I'm sure I'll become more experienced. And I always get comments about, can you do a video on honing? I am still very much a novice honer, and I'm never really comfortable, making videos on things that I'm not experienced at. And, I'll try new things in front of you, but I'm certainly not one to give instruction on honing. I can certainly tell you what I've learned and who I've learned it from. And I've learned from a lot of great honers in the community. Stallion, Dr. Matt, just saw his video, was watching it just before I came in here this morning, where he's using Strike Gold Shave, Honest Abe, excellent, by the way. Frank Misa, another honer, Robert Ortiz. There's many people. Gonzo. I of course will forget people, but learned from a lot of people. John from John Shave Shop, and so we'll see how we've done today. Again, I like this design of razor, my favorite design, barber's notch, and we'll see how it feels. And hopefully we've done a good job. And that feels very nice. Very nice. This razor, you won't get the feedback that you do on your more hollow grinds. And honestly, I miss it when I don't have that feedback. I love that sound. Sort of like buttering toast, toast that's kind of a little on the crisp side. I miss that sound. And this razor, because it's more wedgy, just does not offer that feedback. But now that I'm on my neck, I think I've done a good job on the edge. I think I can eke out some more sharpness, if I'm being honest with you. But it's shaving well. I have another razor too that Marion sent me to toy around with. And I am entirely unsure of the edge on this one. So I'm going to try it, but I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how this edge, I have no idea. I was having a hard time getting it to my liking. And so I don't know how this edge is going to be. And this is a frame back. I think the name on it says Makoto or something like that. And I do not know what to expect from this. This could be bad. And if it is, we'll just go back to our Torrey, which is just fine. So let's see if we did any good with this one. This is a very small blade. You hear that? And you can immediately hear the difference. Hope you can hear that anyway, over me flapping my gums. So this is a frame back razor. I wouldn't say the edge is marvelous, but it's okay. And by frame back razor, we mean this blade is not all one piece. It's got the blade that's been put in between a frame. And this, of course, is a more hollow type grind. So you do get the feedback that I really like from this razor. Hear that? That's something that I really like. And this blade has a little bit of a point on the edge there, so I need to be careful not to get myself at that point. Very nice. Again, I think I can smooth this blade out and eke some more sharpness out of it, but that wasn't bad. And again, the feedback difference you hear is the difference between a more hollow grind, although this one is a frame back, so technically, I don't suppose you'd call it hollow grind. I don't know, you experienced folks tell me, but first pass, not bad. The cream did very well. And again, we're using these creams to just sort of show you, you can participate regardless of where you are. We know that in North America, we have a wealth of artisanal offerings, but doesn't mean you can't participate if you're not from North America or perhaps even Europe. There are many good products out there that come at a good price. And really, if you get that slickness, in terms of the actual shave, now I'm not speaking to post because you can always address the post in the post shave. For me, my skin, I've never damaged my skin during a shave so much that I need some sort of help during the shave by ingredients. And I don't know if it can work. I don't know if these products could even work that quickly. I just don't know. But I find that as long as you have that slickness and the razor will glide along, you're going to be okay. Again, marvelous brush here in the PAA Amber Aerolite. What I'm doing there is just rinsing off the handle, and I'm going to wipe my hands off here. And maybe we'll use both razors again. I know I had only the Torrey in the thumbnail, but let's just continue on with our edge evaluation. And again, this one here, more wedgy. You hear almost nothing. No feedback there, although it is cutting. I can tell you that because I can feel it cutting. But there's no feedback. And for me, I miss it. You get just a slight bit of feedback right there, but not nearly what you hear on a more hollow razor. And I find that very enjoyable. Hollow grinds are my favorite by a lot. I don't really prefer the wedges. Some people do. Some people prefer a wedge and a heavier grind. I do not. I also find for me, the hollow grinds feel like they cut a little better for me. And it's perhaps the way I've honed them or other people have honed them, but I really prefer my hollow grinds. But keep in mind, that's just a preference. And it doesn't mean that you can't get a great shave with a wedge. Just because I prefer more hollow grinds doesn't mean I can't get a great shave with this. This is probably, I'm guessing, maybe a quarter hollow to half hollow at the most. And a lot of the old razors are far less hollow. So you'll see some old razors that are labeled like full hollow, and by today's standards, they're not really full hollow. because I don't think they had the equipment back in the day to really make that super hollow grind. So now let's go with our little razor here. Hear that? That's the sound that I like. Again, I think I need to improve this edge, but it's certainly cutting. You can hear it doing its work there. Little tiny blade here, light. And that's another area, I mean, we can talk about. Some people prefer more heft in their blades, but let me tell you something. If that blade is sharp, it will cut, and it's that simple. The weight isn't doing the cutting, it's the blade. It's that edge. If that edge is sharp, it'll cut. You may not like it as much, maybe if it's lighter like this one. But I think one of the things the WEC razor does is it proves a blade can be very light and still cut very, very well, because it's one of the best edges of any razor. From my perspective, the WEC razor with the Kismet blade is the best combination of smoothness and sharpness that I've ever personally tried. And our little frame back here is doing its job just well, despite being very light and very small. And again, this edge isn't one that would blow anybody over, but it is cutting effectively. That's the main thing. But I think I need to take it back to the stones and really refine it more. I had to do a lot of work on this one. It was hard. I did tape it, but it was much, much harder to work with than most of the razors I'm using. I don't know if that steel is very hard or what. Marion, you can tell me. But boy, oh boy, it took a lot longer for me to get a shaveable edge on that one. And here we're back with our Ach Brito. And again, please coach me up below if you know how to pronounce this, and I do not. I know that Avon usually coaches me up when I make mistakes. And look, I'm a human being. I make mistakes, and I'm lucky to speak English, let alone any other language. And I make mistakes. Again, human being. I don't do it purposely, and I certainly never mean to insult anyone from any other countries by butchering the pronunciation. Wow, this is a nice smelling cream. Again, under medium in scent, but plenty slick enough. It's doing a great job today, or it's allowing me to do it. It's allowing me to do a great job. Let's put it that way. That's really what it comes down to. Don't forget, we made a new giveaway announcement yesterday, and we're going to be giving away stuff for a long, long time, for the next probably several months. So make sure you're stopping by and watching the videos. All right, let's go back to our Torrey razor, which again is more of a wedgie type grind sent to me by my friend Rapo. We always miss each other on the phone. He tried to call me the other day. I tried to call him, then he tried to call me back, and our times never seem to coincide, but he's a great guy. And so Ray, if you watch this, I did try to call you back, but between work and other things, I get tied up on the phone and so on, and get tied up doing other things sometimes as well. So he misses me, and I miss him when it comes to phone calls, it seems, but we'll catch up. And thank you very much for this razor. It is a good shaver. We've got a very decent edge on it. So this one is shaving quite well. Again, I always think I can do better. Every single time I try a razor, I find myself, whoops, I don't need to do this past this way. Let's come across. Go this way. Anyway, every time I hone a razor, I always immediately think, I can improve on that. I know I can. And so we'll continue to work at it. I think a honing is one of those things where you just have to do it. Spend the time, do it. Listen to what other people have to say. Try things for yourself and decide for yourself. Because There are people who would just argue day and night about things when it comes to honing, and they do not relent, and they're like, this is the only way, and if you don't do it this way, you're doing it wrong. And you know, I don't really like approaching things that way. If you're doing something honing wise and it's working, then I'd say, you know, do it however you like. Very nice. This little razor is certainly doing its job, but I need to put more work in and refine this edge. I need to get some additional sharpness in it, and I need to smooth it out a little bit too. And I know I'm seeing a lot of guys when I make these videos where I'm talking about honing that are wanting to get into honing too. And don't feel like you have to buy a very exotic stone. I was seeing Serge yesterday. He was talking about he wants to get into honing, but he doesn't want to fall down the rabbit hole of spending a ton of money on stones. And you do not. You can get started honing for a reasonable amount of money. You don't have to buy a $500-600 Japanese natural finishing stone like a lot of people do. You can easily get started refreshing blades for, you know, you can pick up a stone or two and do that. Dr. Matt has some great videos on refreshing where he uses just 2 stones. Some people refresh on 1 stone, like the Nanawa 12K Superstone. So it doesn't have to cost a ton if you don't want it to. Just keep that in mind. You don't have to buy every exotic stone. You can get great hones out of stones that are affordable. And honestly, you can take a razor all the way up from bevel set to finish for a couple of $100, maybe $300. If you buy a set of Norton, or excuse me, not Norton, but Nanawa Superstones or Shapton, something like that. So, you know, you don't have to go nuts. But like everything else, if you want to, there's many options for you to chase and enjoy. All right, nice shave. Both of these edges were perfectly shaveable. I think I can do better, but not bad. I would say not bad at all. Let me rinse, and then we'll come back and get into the post. Stay tuned. All right, and we're back with the Magic Made by Witches. This is Thayer's Witch Hazel Cucumber. And that was a very nice shave. No nicks, cuts, creepers, weepers, irritation, bubbles, troubles. My edge on both razors were very serviceable. I wouldn't say the greatest edges I've ever produced, but not bad. And I had a nice, smooth shave. I'd like to up the sharpness just a little bit. So we used the Torrey razor company, kind of wedgy, maybe half hollow, maybe quarter, can't really tell. And we used this frame back that belongs to Marion, Makoto. And we've got an edge on that that's serviceable. I wouldn't call it great, but it did shave well. So, you know, I'm pleased, let's put it that way. We used the Ach Brito Mogno shaving cream. I don't know if I showed you the tube. There it is if you haven't seen it. Thank you, Oive. I had a great shave with it, again, from Portugal. Good stuff. And we're going to finish off today with the PAA St. Martin's Land, because I find it to be kind of woody. It's green, but kind of woody. I really like it. And the way I pour the PAA aftershave's finger over the top and just allow some to come out, and we are good to go. No problem. It's not a labor-intensive thing to do, just to control the flow that way. So that never bothers me. Some folks don't like it, but for me, it's no big deal at all. And we're going to be smelling great, and we're going to have a great day. And I hope wherever you are, you have a terrific day too. If you're looking to come on into straight razor shaving, come on in. What are you waiting for? Learn to hone if you like, you know, just one step at a time. But please keep in mind, it doesn't have to be a super crazy expensive thing. You can buy straight razors that aren't expensive. You can get honing stones that aren't expensive. It is a lifetime investment in your stones, so it's not something you're gonna have to keep buying year after year after year. So think about that. If you'd like, I want to thank you once again for joining me. I'll be here tomorrow. I hope you will. Until next time, I've been your host, CDB, reminding you, it's your shave, do it your way, and as always, God bless.